everybody. It's Abby Glassenberg from Craft Industry Alliance. Hope you're having a fabulous day today. We are here every Wednesday for our member spotlight, where we get an opportunity to drop in on one of our incredible Craft Industry Alliance members and learn more about their business, maybe see some samples of their work, hear about their creative journey. So it's always very fun, and today we're going to be talking with Trena. She'll be here shortly, and I'm very excited to learn more about her business. Trena, I'm hoping this is you. And yeah, so I wanted to give you a little update about what is going on around Craft Industry Alliance headquarters. We are actually right now in the midst of planning the panel discussions that will be taking place at H&H Americas, which is the trade show for the crafts industry. And our part of our role with that trade show is planning all of the education. I think about it like a giant jigsaw puzzle. So there are huge gaps to fill and lots of things to put into those gaps. And so right now we are working on the puzzle that is the main stage, which is the area on the show floor where we have panel discussions happening throughout the entire program, all day Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. They are really interesting on relevant topics that are going to help you propel your business forward. So each panel discussion needs to have a moderator. It needs to have two or three panelists, and they need time to get together, meet in advance on Zoom, and plan everything out. So that's what we're working on right now. And it's pretty exciting, you know, starting to think about like what, oh, I see you, Trina, trying to join. I'm going to accept you one more time. Hopefully you'll be able to join. Well, while we're waiting for Trina. So yeah, so just trying to think about like what is most relevant. There you are. Hey, how are you?
Hi. I'm so sorry.
That's
This is my
okay. You know what? We have a lot of people who this is like their first time doing an Instagram live, but then once you do it once, you'll be like, oh, I know how to do this now. It's great. So yeah, so nice to meet you. Tell us a little bit, first tell us where are you, and tell us a little bit about the work, the craft, business that you have, the work that you do.
Yeah, so I'm in Washington State in a small town called DuPont. It's right outside the military base, Joint Base Lewis McChord. And I've lived here for about 20 years. I've been sewing since the 70s when I was in high school. And but I dropped it like a lot of people, and then as I started approaching retirement age, I brought it up again and found bag making and sewing to be just the ultimate in terms of therapy and just joy and fun.
Oh my gosh, I so agree with you. I'm actually working on a tote bag right now, and it is so fun and relaxing and like also challenging in a lot of ways, a lot of problem solving going on. So yeah, but like really satisfying too. So, okay, so tell us a little bit about the bags that you make. Are you using patterns? Are you designing patterns? What are your favorite types?
Well, I like everything almost in bag making. I am doing all kinds of bags. I use patterns right now. I'm getting to the point where patterns are more guidelines than anything. And I love customizing and adding non-traditional materials and just really riffing off of what the designer originally wanted in order to make something that's unique. And me and a bunch of friends of mine get together regularly. And our motto is that we don't want to make something that you can find in the store.
Right.
We really customize those patterns. And so in doing that, it's led me to start making patterns on my own.
That's great. Oh my gosh, that's wonderful. So, do you have any, I see like maybe thread on a rack behind you. Do you have any finished bags or samples or anything in progress you can show us?
Yeah, I wanted to show you guys like a mix of different things. To say I have a signature style is probably giving me too much credit because each project is completely new. And so some of the things that I just recently finished, and you can look at my company's name is Applique, and we have an Instagram account. And so a lot of my finished projects on there,
Okay.
but like a makeup bag that I just finished, and all of the thread you see behind me is embroidery thread, and I quilted the bottom a little bit to give it a little kind of fun, um, a fun look to it, something different. A lot of these zip around bags are going around, so I put this fun animal print with these razor blade pulls on it, which I thought would be a little fun detail to have there. I also like to do things that I think are edgy as a 61-year-old woman. A fur bag with a cell phone pocket here, and it's got a little, um, uh, a really sort of fierce zipper
I
detail. I don't know.
love that one.
Yeah. And then I also like very traditional stuff. I love poinsettias, and so I made this zip around wallet with a cell phone attachment.
Wow.
Got a chain to it, so you can carry it if you were going to a holiday party and wanted something fun. One of my more recent testers, for a friend of mine who has a hardware company, I did this little bag. This was her pattern, and I piped everything just because I'd never done piping before, and that was
Wow.
interested in. And my last thing is a set. This is a handbag pattern with the Lola, and it has a matching wallet. I'm doing this really badly, but has a matching wallet to it. And so just whatever my imagination can come up with, I'm just really, really open to the creative process.
Yeah, absolutely. And you use so many different types of hardware on there. That must be fun to, and challenging at times, I'm sure, to figure out how to insert and install all those different types of clasps.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's a lot. And like the feet on the bag and all of that.
Yeah, all of those little details matter, and you only have to sort of get it wrong a couple of times before you figure out, oh, I need to consider this a little bit more. And I think I was reading something in the newsletter where someone was saying, really, sewing is only 20% of the process, and the planning and the prep and the cutting and the measuring and the adjustments. As a former or recovering project manager in IT, this was very much a skill set that I had experience with. So once I knew that's what was required, it was easy for me to sort of adapt those skills and make my sewing projects a lot less frustrating.
Yeah, 100%. I think I saw that maybe in Closet, the Closet Core newsletter. She was talking about that recently too. Yeah, and it's funny because I think when people imagine sewing, they imagine you sitting in front of a sewing machine, whirring away
Yeah,
seam to seam. But the reality is, for anyone who has ever taken on a sort of complicated project, there's so much prep work required, so much
yeah,
ironing required, and just like so much planning,
yeah.
because otherwise, things are upside down. You sew them on backward, you take it apart, you sew it backward again. We've all done we've all done all of those things, and it's frustrating.
If you make a mistake, those dry fits are going to help you make the corrections earlier in the project and not get to the end and realize, man, I really should have done this, or I shouldn't have had that much stabilizer, or yeah.
Right, 100%. And I mean, stabilizer is so interesting. And I was just talking to somebody recently about how far like stabilizer has come in the last like 10 to 15 years for home sewists. There are huge numbers of possibilities out there now, and you can get all different types of effects that you're looking for. So I don't know if you have any favorites that you would recommend that you always turn to.
I do. I really, really believe that the most universal, or I should say universally used in bag making, is Decaville Light. It is, in terms of structure and that kind of structure that you see in your bag, Decaville Light is really going to be the minimum you should have. And then there's other types of woven and non-woven interfacings that I use, whether it's for card slots or whether it's just I want to stabilize some fabric that I want to use. I really believe that investment in the best and the most Decaville Light that you could do is has been very helpful for me. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you have a favorite bag that you've ever made or one that you just think about fondly, even if you gave it away or sold it or whatever? Is there one that you really loved?
Right now, I believe it's well, my favorite bag pattern right now is probably the classic zip around wallet from Maggie 55. I make that's the poinsettia wallet that I show.
Hmm.
A lot of those, I probably have about 6 or 7 cut out now that haven't been sewed up. But um, I made a clutch. It's on my Instagram account. It's a sort of a burgundy clutch that has some quilting on it, and I put some rivets in it. And it was a combination of just having a good time sewing the bag and then having the recipient really appreciate the bag. I donated it to an auction, and at auction it sold for like $250 or something like that. It was a woman-owned business auction, so and it was for charity, and so it wasn't like my bag sale for $250. It was people in the moment, and so that was fun.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so what's up next for you? It sounds like you've got many things cut out and on the sewing table ready to be worked on, but do you have any sort of plans for the near future, things that you really want to tackle next?
Um, it's really making my first patterns. I have actually 3 patterns. I seem to do things in threes these days, but I have 3 patterns that I'm working on, and I'm hoping to submit one that I think for a magazine to consider publishing. It's a small pouch, but it's got a little bit of organization inside of it, and some fun details for the fall. And uh, and so I also am going to do a pattern that is just sort of a classic that I think people will like, and hopefully I'll get some good feedback as I offer those to see if pattern making is going to be a future for me.
Right. I mean, there's a lot of good things about pattern making, but one of them is, you do all the work up front, you get to make it, perfect it, go through that whole process, and then you can move on to something else because that one's done. It's work, you're selling it and you get to keep designing. So
Yeah.
for me, at least, that's always been a fun part of pattern making.
Yeah, and I have a practical side to me, and I see a problem like this can be solved. And if I like pattern making, I have ideas that are outside of bag making that I'd like to do some patterns. And I also love looking at other members' works and things that they do. Those quilted sneakers really sort of
I know, those are amazing.
do my own version of a quilted sneaker. And just a little fun thing is that I recently got a grant for an arts grant from Washington State, and part of it was for me to do embroidery and venture into some sculptural embroidery. And so it also comes with the machine that I bought comes with an attachment that will allow me to do embroidery on like the tennis shoes, right? So I am I am just on fire in terms of ideas and things I want to do.
That's awesome, and a great place to be. Like, you lie in bed at night, falling asleep, thinking of all these things you want to work on. At least I do. So but that's the best feeling. I mean, I love it when, those creative juices are flowing. So, well, Trina, it was great to meet you. Thank you for taking the time to show us your beautiful bags and talk to us about your work and your journey. We love having you as a Craft Industry Alliance member and appreciate that. So thank you so much.
All right, thank you. I really appreciate being here.
Bye, everybody. Thank you all for coming. See you next week.
All right.